We are getting started on round 81. We joined with a slip stitch in this little pop right here. Now this is our 10th pop away from this shell here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you joined in this one, and we are going to start in the stitches before. If you're carrying up the yarn, you can start with a chain and pick up in these stitches here. I already have a foundation stitch worked. This is for my corner. Do not work this stitch. For this round, we're going to do a little repeat, a total of 10 times, which is to work 2 half double crochet in the next 2 chain 2 spaces from the last 2 rounds. So we have a chain 2 and this chain space in here. In there we are working 2 half double crochets. There's 1 and then 2. In the next pop, work a front post single crochet. That's the little repeat that we need to do a total of 10 times. I've done it once. We're going to work 2 half double crochet in those next 2 layers in the chain spaces. So there's 1 half double crochet and then 2. Front post single crochet around the next pop. So I've done that twice. We are going to continue working those up. 2 half double crochets, front post single crochet. That's 3. I've got a knot in my yarn, so I'll be right back. Continuing with our repeats, working 2 half double crochet and then a front post single crochet. So that's 4. I'm just going to continue working those up. And I have one last repeat here. We have one last pop. Next, we're going to be working in round 78 between these 2 stitches. We have a front post stitch right here, and we have a this is a B stitch. So in between these 2 stitches, we're going to work a triple crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice and only working in that one layer, a triple crochet. Then we have a little repeat that we need to do a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. In the next stitch, right here between our V stitch, this one is a B, we're going to work 2 back post double crochets. So yarning over once, working around the back post of that stitch, 2 double crochets. This is our first one, and then we're going to work 1 more around that back post. And then work a triple crochet, so yarn over twice in between those 2 V stitches. So in that 78, that's round 78 there, we're working a triple crochet. And that's the little repeat. We have the 2 back post double crochets and the triple crochet. So we're going to move to the next one. We're working the 2 back post double crochet. This time it is a small puff. So there's 1. And then 2. Now looking at the front, working in round 78 between the 2 V stitches. Oh, I need to yarn over twice. Working that triple crochet. So we've done that twice. We're going to continue that, working 2 back post double crochets. I believe this one is a small puff again. Making sure not to snag anything while I'm on camera here. There's 1. And then 2. Looking at the front of our work in round 78 between those 2 V stitches, we are working the triple crochet. So we've done that 3 times now. Working 2 back post double crochets. I believe this one is a puff now. So there's our 2 back post double crochet. Now working that triple crochet between the 2 V stitches. And then we still have 2 more to go. So 2 double crochet in the next puff. And then that front post triple crochet between the V stitches. And once more. This time again working in a puff, 2 back post double crochets. And then for this triple crochet, we're working between this V stitch and this empty space right in here. Our triple crochet. Next, we're going to work a half double crochet in the chain 2 space before the pop. And then we are working a half double crochet in the next 4 chain spaces. So working in the chain space a half double crochet, that's 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more for 4. Working a front post half double crochet in the next pop, and then work a half double crochet in the chain space. Now we have to do those 2 stitches. Let's see where we are here. 1, 2, 3, 4 more times, or a total of, wait, we're just going to do that across. Alright, so front post half double crochet in the next pop, half double crochet in the next chain space. That's 2. We're working front post half double crochet in the next pop, half double crochet in the next chain space. That's 3, and 1 more for a total of 4. Next, we're going to be working in that single crochet we've got in this stitch right here, and we are working 3 triple crochets, so yarn over twice, working in that single crochet, 3 triple crochets. That's our first one. That's 2. and then 3. Now we're going to skip that flower, and then in this stitch here we had that single crochet. We're going to work 3 triple crochets in there. So there is our first one, and then we need 2 more. That's 2. And then 3. Skipping over that flower to the next single crochet in there, we are working 3 triple crochets again. So working in that single crochet, 3 triple crochets. There they are. Now inside the top of this is a 6 triple crochet pop, I believe. In the top there's a little hole right in there. We're going to be working in there 2 triple crochets. So yarn over twice, working in the top of the pop 2 triple crochets. There's 1. I'm just going to move this work here. There's 2. Now work a chain and then work 2 more triple crochets in that same pop. So there's 1. And then 2. Now we need to work those 3 triple crochets in the next 3 single crochets. So our first one right here after the pop, working in there 3 triple crochets. Trying to get those flowers out of the way. So there's 1. After you're done working these, you can pull your flowers through to the front so they don't fall in behind. And then we have 1 more. And there's one of them. So you can pop your flowers out after you're done this round. Alright, so we still have 2 more single crochets that need 3 triple crochets. Sorry, there's 1. 2. 3. So that's our second one. We have 1 more repeat. 3 triple crochets in that next single crochet. One, 2, and then 3. Now we are going to do a little repeat 1, 2, 3, 4 times, which is to work a half double crochet in the chain space before the pop, and then work a front post half double crochet in the next pop. So that's once, half double crochet in the chain space, front post half double crochet in the pop. That's 2 times, a half double crochet, front post half double crochet. That's 3. Once more, half double crochet in the chain space, front post half double crochet in the pop. Now we're going to work a half double crochet in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain spaces. So half double crochet in this one, half double crochet in that next, that's 2, 3, that's 4, and one more for 5. That last one's worked in the chain 2 space after the pop. Now we are going to work a triple crochet in between the V-stitch in this little space right here from round, I believe that was 78. And then we have that little repeat we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, which is to work 2 back post double crochet in that next puff stitch. So right in here, working around the back post, 2 double crochets. There's 1, and then 2. Working that triple crochet between those 2 V stitches. That's the little repeat. We're going to keep doing that. So 2 double crochet in that next puff. There's 1. And then 2 triple crochet in between those 2 V stitches. And then we've got 4 more to go. So 2 double crochet in that next puff, back post double crochets, and then triple crochet between those 2 V stitches. Oop. Two more repeats left to go, 2 double crochet, and then our triple crochet. And then our last repeat, we're working in this little B stitch here, 2 back post double crochets. Oop, lost that one. And then working our triple crochet in between the V stitch and that front post stitch right there. Alright, now we have a little repeat. It looks like we need to do a total of 10 times. So getting started on that, we're going to work a front post single crochet in our next pop, and then working those 2 half double crochets in the next 2 layers in the chain space. So there's 1 half double crochet and then 2. That's the little repeat. I'm going to work those across. Front post single crochet, 2 half double crochet. So that is twice. That's 3 times. That's 4. 5, 6, 7, and my work is stuck, so what is it stuck on? Just a moment here. Front post single crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 and then 2. Need those 2 half double crochets for our last repeat. That was our last repeat. Next we need to work a front post single crochet in that last pop. That's the repeat for the round. You need to do that 3 more times, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning half double crochet. Getting started on round 82, we are going to work a half double crochet in each stitch around. I've just got a foundation stitch here for my corner. Don't work that stitch, but you can work a half double crochet in each stitch, and then that will give you a total of 147 half double crochets along each side. And then I'm going to work my half double crochets across to my corner, and I will meet you there. We're just about at the corner there. In the chain space, we're working a half double crochet V-stitch. So work a half double crochet, chain, and then half double crochet in that same stitch. Now continuing on the next row, you're working a half double crochet in each stitch with that half double crochet V-stitch in the corners. Continue repeating that around, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning half double crochet. Getting started on round 83. The next 3 rounds, round 83, 84, and 85, are all worked the same. We're going to work these rounds by working a back post half double crochet in each stitch around. So working around the back post of your stitch, a half double crochet, and we're doing that in each stitch. Working a back post half double crochet. So I've done 2 there. We're going to work those up in each stitch, and then for rounds 83, you should have a total of 149 back post half double crochet along each side with a back post, or sorry, with a half double crochet V-stitch in your corners. So I'm going to continue working up this round until I get to my corner where we have the chain space, and I will meet you there. Finishing up my last couple of back post half double crochets, and now we are at our corner chain where we're going to work a half double crochet V-stitch, working a half double crochet, chain, and then half double crochet in that same stitch. Now we're going to work along the edge, making sure not to skip that first stitch. Oops, sorry, that should have been a back post half double crochet. So making sure not to skip the first one. We're working in each stitch. Now you're going to do the same thing for the next 2 rounds, working a back post half double crochet in each stitch with the half double crochet V-stitch in the corners. For round 84, you will have 151 back post half double crochet along each side, and for round 85, you will have 153 back post half double crochet along each side. So continue working up those 3 rounds of back post half double crochet, and I will meet you when you're done. I am working on round 86, which is a round of double crochets. We're working a double crochet in each stitch around. For your beginning stitch, if you're carrying up the yarn, you can start with a chain 3, or you can start with a standing double crochet. And then when we get to our corner chain space, we're going to be working a double crochet V-stitch in there. Oop. So for this round, we will have a total of 155 double crochet along each side with a double crochet V-stitch in the corners. So in that chain space, we're going to work a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, chain, and then double crochet in that same chain space for your V-stitch. So you can continue working that around, making sure not to skip that beginning stitch. If I can get it in there. We're working a double crochet in there and each stitch across, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning double crochet. Getting started on round 87, I'm going to start this round by working in my chain space, and we have a V-stitch that we're going to be working in this round, which is a 2 double crochet cluster, double crochet, and then another 2 double crochet cluster for our V-stitch. So we're going to work one of those in our chain space, starting out by working the 2 double crochet cluster. For this one, I'm working a standing stitch, yarn around your hook a couple of times, insert into the chain space, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, insert into that same space, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, and then draw through 3 for our 2 double crochet cluster. Now we're working a double crochet in that same chain space, and then working another 2 double crochet cluster in there. So working 2 little clusters. There's 1, 2, yarn over, draw through 3. And that's the V-stitch that we're going to be working for this round. We need to work another one of those V-stitches in our chain space, so working a 2 double crochet cluster. There's the cluster, working a double crochet, and then working another 2 double crochet cluster. There's 1 cluster, and then 2, working through 3 loops on our hook for our cluster, and that makes our V-stitch. So we're working 2 of these V-stitches in our corner chain space. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches. We actually have a repeat that we need to do a total of 52 times, which is to skip 2 stitches. So this first stitch is underneath the work. We are going to count that as our first stitch to skip, and then we're skipping this one. Working in that 3rd stitch, we're going to work that V-stitch, which is to work a 2 double crochet cluster. So 1 cluster, and then 2. Draw through all 3 for the 2 double crochet cluster, working a double crochet, and then another 2 double crochet cluster in that same stitch. That's our V-stitch. That's also the repeat that we need to do a total of 52 times. I'll show you again. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, working in that third, a V-stitch, which is the 2 double crochet cluster, working 2 little clusters, yarn over, draw through the 3 loops on your hook. Now working a double crochet in the same stitch, and then working that 2 double crochet cluster again. So working 2 little clusters for a V-stitch. So I've done that twice. Continue repeating that around, working 2 of them in your corner chains, joining with a slip stitch to your beginning V-stitch. When you're working along and you come to your next chain corner, I'm just going to finish this one and then I'll show you. So when you're working along and you come to this end, when you finish your last V-stitch, it will be in this stitch right here, and you will only have 1 stitch to skip before these 2. Getting started on round 88, we have a repeat that we need to do a total of 216 times. You can pick any of the V-stitches, doesn't matter whether it's the corner or along your edge, and pick one. And then in the double crochet, we're going to join with a slip stitch. If you'd like, you can do a little chain to secure it. Just let me get ready here. And then we have that repeat that we need to do, which is to work a flower. For our flower, we work a chain 3, and then we're going to slip stitch in the double crochet of our next V-stitch. Chain 2, 1, 2. Now carefully turn your work, looking at the wrong side. In that chain 3 we just worked, we're going to work 5 double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then one more for 5. Now we're going to turn our work again, looking at the front of our work. We had the double crochet that we started in. We're going to work 3 front post double crochets in there. So working around the front post of that double crochet, 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Looking at the double crochet over here, we're going to work a slip stitch in that. And that is the repeat that we need to do. I'll show you again. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in the double crochet from the next V-stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work looking at the back. We're working 5 double crochets. Now if you would like, you can alternate between small and large flowers. For this one you could work 4 double crochets here and then 2 when you turn it. So I'm going to do that. We're going to work 4 here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Turning, looking at our work, the double crochet that we started in. We're going to work 2 double crochets, front post double crochets. There's 1. And then 2. Looking at that work, in the next double crochet over here, we're working a slip stitch. So that's the second repeat. I've done a large flower and then a small. You can alternate between those or just do one size. Continue working a flower around. There should be a total of 216. And then you can join with a slip stitch in the beginning double crochet when you come around. That completes this project. Please find me as Dearest Debbie on one of your favorite social media sites to share your work with me. I'd love to see what you've made with my designs. For more crochet patterns, tutorials, and yarn shop, please visit my blog, dearestdebbie.com.